What a deck I have to share with you today, ladies and gentlemen, and it is all focused around the most underrated card in the game, the Sentry. Listen, it is time we start putting some respect on this guy's name. He is extraordinary. The Sentry is spawning a -10 card called the Void into your right location, which sounds pretty bad, and it is. But that's where Viper comes through, donating the -10 points to your opponent's side of the board. This works out at a humongous 23 points for just 6 energy. That is more points than an Infinite. What's more, because we're usually playing the Viper on turn 5, we still have 3 energy to spend. What card is really good on turn 5 that costs 3 energy? That would be Wave. What a card Wave is on turn 5. She's really become a lot less popular recently, but I'm sure many of you know how devastating Wave on turn 5 can be. It shuts down decks like Mr. Negative, Bounce, Serra Control. Any deck which wants to play more than one card on turn number 6 is going to be cucked by Wave. The most important thing with Wave decks is getting lots of points down on the board early on, so then a simple Dr. Doom on turn 6 just secures the win. And with the 23 points you're getting from Viper and Sentry, it is almost guaranteed that you will win if you get this combo through. Of course, this doesn't work out every game. You're not always going to draw the combo cards, so the rest of the deck is built around that in mind. Storm is a centerpiece card when combined with Sentry. It is very easy to win the flooded lane when you're playing a 10-point card in there on turn number 4, but there's also a couple of ways we can get points into the Storm lane later on. Dr. Doom being one obvious example, getting the 4-point Doombot in there. And I'm also playing Jeff in this list. If you don't have Jeff, don't panic. You can just put Lizard in there instead, but of course Jeff is going to be a little bit better. We also have Juggernaut as another way of winning the Storm location in case we miss the Sentry. And we're also playing Carnage. Carnage works out as a great backup option as a way of dealing with the Void, because you can play Carnage onto the -10 Void, and then your Carnage is worth 4 points, and you can still play Wave in the same turn. Cosmo is the other secret source for this deck. Cosmo is so good right now with all the Mr. Negative decks, quite a lot of greedy Wong decks and things like this, Legion decks which try and lock down the board early on. A well-timed Cosmo deals with them all, but importantly, it also stops the on-reveal ability of the Sentry. If you don't want to spawn that -10 power Void, you can just play the Sentry into the same location as Cosmo. The Hood is also extraordinary in this deck, particularly because we're playing Viper. We can donate the -3 points to our opponent's side of the board. Also an amazing combo. This works out at 6 points for 3 energy, and you're also giving them a -3. So it's like a way better version of Green Goblin, and not to mention you also then have the Demon to play from hand a little bit later on. I'm playing Killmonger in this one. Previously, I was playing Nebula, but I just found Killmonger to be very useful against all these Sunspot Legion decks, which with Killmonger, you always beat as long as you play Killmonger on turn 5, but without, it was seeming like a pretty bad matchup. Finally, my Queen, America Chavez. You guys know I love this card. You could play Aero here instead as a different option after Wave, but I found that often even America Chavez is just enough to secure the bag with this deck because of the sheer amount of points you're putting out with the Sentry Viper combo. The optimal sequencing with this deck looks something like this. On turn 1, you can play the Hood. On turn 2, you're going to play Carnage, Jeff, or the Demon. On turn 3, Storm. Turn 4, Sentry into the Storm lane. Turn 5, you're going to play Viper onto the -10 power Void. It's important then that you don't have any other cards in that right location, and you're also going to play Wave on turn 5. Finally then, on turn 6, you're going to be playing Dr. Doom, America Chavez, or occasionally Juggernaut. The main considerations for this one are Nebula instead of Killmonger, Jessica Jones instead of Juggernaut as a different way of winning the Storm, the location. The reason I ended up taking Juggernaut over Jessica Jones is because it's more reliable at winning the Storm location. You can play Demon and Jug on turn 4, for example, but also Jug is very occasionally a very nice option to have on turn number 6 after Wave comes through. You can definitely play Aero instead of America Chavez as well as a different option to win the game after the Wave play. And finally, if you don't have Jeff, you can replace it with either Lizard or Medusa. When it comes to snapping and retreating with this deck, you need to make a bit of a judgment call about how good your hand is. Usually what your opponent's doing isn't too important unless you notice they're playing something like Serra Control, for example, and you have Wave in hand, then you could probably snap quite confidently early on. You really just want to be snapping before Storm goes through if you have a follow-up like Jug or Sentry, because even if you just secure that one location early on, it's pretty likely that you're going to be able to find another location win, even if you don't have the Sentry Viper combo. Of course, if you have Storm, you have Viper, you have Sentry and Wave, those are the kinds of games you absolutely want to be snapping as early as possible. Our friend's playing Scorpion, which is not super typical. Not really sure what kind of read we have here. It's a Dark Hawk deck, which we seem to be queuing into an insane amount of right now. I kind of want to snap, but like Elysium is bad for us. My hand's bad. So this is like a bluff snap because they lost their Dark Hawk. I'm hoping that they just retreat. Not really a bluff, but it's like I'm snapping here, fully hoping that the snap makes them retreat because they lost their Dark Hawk. I'll actually retreat if they snap. If they were to snap on me now, I would retreat. In fact, if they snapped on me last turn, I would have retreated. My snap was literally just to try and get them to leave me alone. Okay, that's... Oh, thank you for the Killmonger. This is an incredibly bad turn for them. Gives us some hope, actually. Okay, well, RNG. Flip! That would have been quite a miraculous win with how bad our board was for a long period of that game. Enjoy. Weird play. Very, very weird. Really good news for us, because now I can just jug here. Oh, come on, man. I mean, it's fine. I have the Killmonger anyway. Oof. Might have just been better off going for the old Killmonger last turn. I just wanted to hold the Killmonger until the last turn for, like, quote-unquote surprise. Not so sure it's going to get us there, right? Really poor. This was just a win if I just went for the Killmonger the last turn, right? I was trying to, like, get more surprise value to get more cubes and ended up actually losing cubes as a result. This is horrifically bad. Doom is, like, the best card they can find, really. That's a bomber. Don't love the Cosmo, because then they can Sentry. Wow, that's a very, 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 very premature retreat, but thank you. Olympia's good for us because of Dark Hawk. My hand's good. That's the main reason I'm snapping her. There's still one card of theirs we didn't see. Guess we'll leave it. So we always take Jug here to the left. Probably would rather it go mid. I'll just fight for the left, for the right rather. It didn't do what I wanted it to do. Ripperoonies. Yeah, we could have gone Cosmo right instead of Wave, but I think I should have, in fact. I definitely should have. Oh, well, actually, now we have the surprise Cosmo. Because they're like, whoa. They're just lining up the Killmonger for the win, right? And then Cosmo is just winning here now. Calculated. Nice. Let's go, Moto. Into the super flow you go. It was worth a try. No Shang-Chi. I'm really surprised by this play. This seems really bad from them. It's gotta be a snap. It would be ridiculous not to snap it, actually, here. Oh, they got the white hot room. Oh, they just ran anyway. Victory. We had a slow start to this one in the gold conquest, but the comeback is mounted. We now just need to win one of the next two. Hand is looking good. Very good, actually. 5. We could have just done with, like, Jeff here, for example. Oh, this Killmonger was so bad. Viper Wave, Doom. Probably. They could fill up the right here. That would be a problem for us. But if they fill up the right, we're probably winning the other two anyway, so... Well, maybe decide against Valkyrie. Valkyrie's bad. That was the main reason. Really bad. Honestly, Valkyrie, one of the last cards in the game. It's really, really mid. I think people kind of realize this now. Oh, God. For the most part, people have kind of realized Valkyrie's not that good. But for a long time, people thought she was really good. But this is like the kind of deck Valkyrie would be good in, right? We do actually need stats in this lane to win it. Because of the points we're losing. Let's flip and go, mate. Woo! What a comeback! Good first location for us. Good hand, somewhat. So many Darkhawk gamers, man. What's going on? I definitely prefer that. Oh! That's really painful. Can I go for the Viper Clog rather than the Carnage stats? We don't have a good turn 5 play here. Sentry plus Demon is like our best, but Sentry's not good here at all. Do you know what? I think we might be snapping them. Oh, snap. Like, they should be losing to Doom. Nice, let's go! Big balls snap. Well, if they don't have Luke Cage in hand, suddenly I'm winning. Statistically, it's unlikely, so you could argue that I should snap here.
Wind, aid my hand.
Dr. Doom is a nice finisher. Is Arrow dead? Arrow's pretty good. We actually just cut Arrow for Chavez. You could definitely play Arrow in here. Chavez yet again wins. Games. Let's go! Darkhawk's too strong on this board. There's literally no point of retreating. Virtually. Yeah, we're in Gold Conquest. This is the second one. This would strongly suggest they don't actually have Dark. Please don't be Jeff. I'm gonna cry if it's Jeff. I'm gonna be so sad. It's Shang-Chi. We needed the stats here as well to secure the bag. Actually, we didn't need the Viper stats. 4 stats. Yeah. Cool. Let's go! Come on. Just hoping for the 50-50 on base. Nice. Let's hope it's Mr. Negative because Cosmo just screws this deck so hard. I think I'm just going to take the Sentry. The odds of us hitting Carnage or Viper is 50-50. I like those odds. Flip! So it looks like either Negative or Surfer. Both of which Cosmo is good against, to be fair. The Viper. Oh, let's go. It's actually Negative. That's so good. Cosmo can wreck this. It's tempting to snap, but like Mystique is quite likely to come through this turn. Like there's basically no deck which can beat this if you hit the right curve, kind of. And there's a Bast there. Yeah, it's definitely the... Yeah, you're right. Demon should have gone mid. In case they have like somehow 7 stats here, right? Oof. Never in doubt. I had a bad feeling about that. I'm surprised it survived, honestly. Wave is also really good against this deck, right? They can magic on 5 in fairness. So there is an argument to wave like next turn. It's basically, is it more likely that they have... It's more likely that they have magic than don't. So I think technically we're not supposed to play wave here. As Bane mentioned, I could have snapped for sure. Is it magic or not? It's more likely that it is magic than not, which is why I didn't play my wave. Now I'm going to snap. I could have set up my Carnage a bit better. Positioning is a bit off. Oh god. They're emptying their hand this turn, aren't they? Expecting the storm to come through. Didn't rope snap? Yeah, I should have rope snapped. Oh, they didn't empty their hand. Let's go! Easy! Nice, Mr. Negative, dude. GG. Give me that flipping infinity ticket. Excuse me. Huh? Woo! Let's go!